Royal College and St. Thomas's College, 138 resembles something truly special. It resembles an untold story, a story of unprecedented amount of sacrifice, a story of blood, sweat, and tears. But most important, ladies and gentlemen, it resembles a story which began with a childhood dream. Because for each of these cricketers, when they were small, they had one dream: wearing that blazer, going onto the field, and giving every ounce of energy, every ounce of spirit that they have for what they truly believe. And that is just one motive: to show to the entire world that the big match is, was, and forever will be a big deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, since 1880, on 137 occasions, we witness boys becoming men, men becoming champions, and champions submitting themselves as legends. On this evening, we're gathered here for the 138th time to see this legacy continue, simply because legends live forever. Having said all of this, my name is Anushka Veerakudi from St. Thomas's College.
Kunal from Royal College, and will be your host for the media conference of the 138th Battle of the Blues.
Before we commence this evening's proceedings, I would like to invite the captains of both schools, Ramesh Nalla Peruma from St. Thomas's and Helita Vitanage from Royal College, along with the senior school prefects of both schools, to join me up here on stage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to pay respect to our alma maters, we will have the college song of Royal College, followed by the college song of St. Thomas's College.
Beneath the sway of
untouchable, uncomparable, but yet so humble in supremacy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what Royal Thomaian is all about. And if you pay close attention onto the stage, you would have seen there were royalists who were singing the Thomaian anthem, and there were Thomaians who were singing the royal anthem. Which leads me to one of the things that I truly believe is the fact that there is no royal without St. Thomas's, and there's no St. Thomas's without royal. Having said all of that, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our chief guest, the Minister of Sports, Honorable Dayasiri Jayasekara, the Warden of St. Thomas's College, Reverend Mark Bilimoria, Principal, Royal College, Mr. B. Aberatna, Group Chief Marketing Officer, Dialogue Asiata PLC, Ms. Amali Nanakara, Group Chief Corporate Officer, Dialogue Asiata PLC, Mr. Sham Majid, Co-Chairman of the Royal Thomaian Match Organizing Committee for the year 2017, Mr. Eransika Pereira and Mr. Ashan De Silva, General Manager, Brand and Media, Dialogue Asiata PLC, Mr. Harsha Samaranayaka, and the Captain of St. Thomas's College, Ramesh Challa Peruma, and the Captain of Royal College, Helitha Vitanage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would also like to acknowledge the fact that Sri Lanka's premier connectivity provider, Dialogue Asiata PLC, is once again the official sponsor of Sri Lanka's Blue Ribbon Cricket encounter, the Battle of the Blues, between Royal College Colombo and St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia, for the prestigious Right Honourable D.S. Senanayaka Memorial Shield, held from the 9th to the 11th of March 2017 at the SSC Grounds, Colombo. Earlier on, we mentioned what the Royal Thomaian means to all of us. But ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. As y'all may already know, more than words, a song can sum up many things.
And that is why I truly believe this next performance, or to be more precise, the lyrics of this next performance will speak the words that the two of us failed to say. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy.
I am a mountain, I am a tall tree, oh.
It's said that the next performance or the lyrics of the next performance will speak the words that we failed to say. And ladies and gentlemen, to be honest, I didn't say that by a mistake. Because those young gentlemen who performed that heartwarming performance, they did mention the words, world's greatest. We, the Royal Thomaian Cricket Encounter, we are the greatest in the world, not because of 137 previous encounters, but because despite the competitiveness, despite that friendly rivalry, every single year we show the world a much greater results. And that is both Royal and St. Thomas's. We strive together as one. So ladies and gentlemen, join me once again in thanking these young lads from both Royal and St. Thomas's who gave that heartwarming performance. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. Moving on to our next proceeding, this evening's agenda. And having said that, let me now invite the co-chairman of the Royal Thomaian Match Organizing Committee, Mr. Eransaka Pereira, to deliver the welcoming address.
Today, Minister of Sports in Sri Lanka, Honorable Jayasiri Jayasekara, Guest of Honor, Group Chief Marketing Officer of Dialogue Asiata, Mrs. Amali Nanekara, Group Chief Corporate Officer of Dialogue Asiata, Sam Majid, Principal Roy College, Mr. B. A. Aberatna, Warden St. Thomas College, Reverend Mark Billy Moria, past chairmen of the Joint Organizing Committee, product and media sponsors, media representatives, teachers, prefects, cricketers, and students of both Royal College and St. Thomas's College, Co-Chair Ashan, and the members of the Joint Organizing Committee. Distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, good evening on behalf of the 138th Royal Thomaian Joint Organizing Committee. I welcome you all to the press conference to launch this year's Battle of the Blues. The Royal Thomaian cricket match is more than a game of cricket. The match speaks more about the relationships of the two schools have had and the emotions we go through during the 3 days is what the Royal Thomaian is all about. And I hope that the happiness, freedom and joy that we feel will be captured at this year's game as well. For the first time this year, the two schools have agreed to use camera technology at the match to review run-out stumping as per the recommendations made in the match referees report last year. The security and discipline would be of paramount importance during the 3 days of cricket. The organizing committee will not allow actions of a small minority to spoil the proceedings of all of us. The Royal Thomaian match cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months before, and it requires planning and bird's eye view for dealers. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by generous sponsors and the media. And it is a privilege and a great joy for me to extend a big thank you to our main sponsor, Dialogue Asiata, who will once again be the principal sponsors of the Battle of the Blues. Dialogue is not a stranger to the Royal Thomaian and neither to the sports in Sri Lanka. Most importantly, it has been a sponsor of sports which reached the farthest part of the country. With their support, an event of this scale would not be possible. So big thank you to the management and the executive staff of Dialogue. Thank you also to our product sponsors, media sponsor, and the media who have contributed in one way or another to make this match a success. The success of this match during the past years is a testament of your support. Other big matches try to emulate the Royal Thurman because of our success story. In fact, we are happily even playing an advice role now to other brother schools in organizing their big matches. I would like to express my gratitude to the Honourable Minister and the staff for Ministry of Sports for the support and cooperation given to us to organize this event. Honourable Minister, Sri Lanka should be proud to have the oldest uninterrupted annual schools cricket match in the world in the Royal Thurman. We should publicize this to the global media and reap the benefits of holding this world record. Maybe we should call the Guinness Book of Records and get this stamped in the book. My grateful thanks also goes to the members of the Joint Organizing Committee and the two heads of the two schools who have provided us provided guidance and constructive comment to make this 138th Battle of the Blues a success. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. And I assure you that the organizing committee will provide and give all of itself so that the match will be held at the highest possible level. Taking into account the history of this encounter, we hope that the two teams will play according to the rules and live up to the traditions these two great institutes are famous for. May the blue and black and the blue and gold be constant reminders of the spirit of healthy rivalry and yet of traditions that have stood the rest of time. To the captains and the players of both schools, I wish you all the good luck. Let us all enjoy this spectacle and respect the spirit of cricket. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call upon the chief guest for this evening, the Honorable Minister Dayasiri Jayasekara, to speak a few words.
Good evening, Warden Reverend Mark Billy Moria, Principal Mr. B. Abhiratna, Co-Chairman of the Joint Committee Mr. Eransaka Pereira of St. Thomas's College and Ms. Ashandi Silla of Royal College, and especially I must mention Amalina Naikara, Dialogue Asiata. My dear loving cricketers, ladies and gentlemen, and friends of the print and electronic media, my dear swans, it is a science, a study of life, time in which you may exhaust yourself, but never your subject. It is a contest. A duel melee calling for courage, skill, strategy, a trial of honor and revealers of character. It affords a chance to play the man, act the gentleman. Sir Frederick Toone, the legend of yesteryears, spell the above interpretation of the gentleman's game. With his kind permission, may I have the pleasure and privilege to refer the same sentiments to the Battle of Blues, which is indeed a saga of school cricket between Royal College and St. Thomas's College in this island of paradise. It is indeed more than a cricket match with rich traditions and memorable records. we are all aware, the Eton Harrow, the great English school in Great Britain, played their first ever school cricket match in the Lords of all. War between 1939 to 1945. It is indeed honor to the Royalists and Thormians that the weapons of the Second World War was not barrier for them. So it continued as the oldest uninterrupted school cricket encounter in the world as it reached 138th annual Battle of Blues this year at the SSC from 9 to 11th of March. The unique feature in organizing this historic event become unparalleled to the others mainly because it has been annually organized by a joint match committee comprised of two heads of schools. Teachers and alumni. They have also created the benchmark by introducing long version of school cricket by extending it to 3 days at the centenary match in 1979. I am happy to see today with us Mr. Anjal Madugalle, captain of the Royal College team at the centenary year and who also captained Sri Lanka presently holding the high office of chief match referee at the International Cricket Council. In conclusion, may I take this opportunity to congratulate both captains and their teams and let the better side win, keeping the best tradition of the gentleman's game, Disque Amutu Discade. Prabhuchua as per their watchwords. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for those wonderful words. What I would normally say is thank you, sir. You may take your seat. But to be honest, that's not the case here this evening. Because, Honorable Minister, I'm going to have to ask you to please remain on this area for a short while. However, you won't be alone. Because, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to call upon stage Principal of Royal College, Mr. B. Abhiratna, Warden of St. Thomas's College, Reverend Mark Wilmoria, Group Chief Marketing Executive, the Dialogue Asiata PLC, Ms. Amalina Nayakara, Group Chief Commercial Officer, Dialogue Asiata PLC, Mr. Shah Majid, the Co-Chairman of the Royal Thormian Match Organizing Committee, Mr. Iransaka Pereira and Mr. Ashwani Silva, and the two captains, the Captain of Royal College, Hale Dividanage, and the Captain of St. Thomas's College, Ramesh Nallapiruma, join us on stage. Now then, the crowning moment. And for that, let me call upon the two head prefects, the head prefect of Royal College, Dinukadi Zoisa, the head prefect of St. Thomas's College, Ashane Francis, to please take the Senanayaka Challenge Shield upon to the stage. a symbolic moment such as this one can never be turned into words. And now the two head prefects will hand over the shield to the Group Chief Corporate Officer, Mr. Sham Majid. And Mr. Sham Majid will now hand over the shield. The two captains will be battling it out at the 138 Battle of the Blues. The captain of Royal College, Hirde Vitanage, and the captain of St. Thomas's College, Romesh and Nalla Perwa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let me call upon the two deputies to receive the shield from the two captains. At the 130th Battle of the Blues to determine who will be taking the upper hand to the two heads, the Principal of Royal College, Mr. B. Abiratna, and the Warden of St. Thomas's College, Reverend Mark Bilimoria. Ladies and gentlemen, the battle line has been drawn, and now all that's left is for these two giants, the teams of Royal and St. Thomas's, to battle it out on the 9th, 10th and 11th at the Sinhalese Sports Club to determine who will take home that prize, the Senanayaka Challenge Shield. Now then, moving on.
I request Ms. Amali Nanayakara and Mr. Sham Majid, along with the two captains, to please take their seats.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I now invite the two co-secretaries, Mr. Kumudu Valankarasuria and Mr. Mahesh Nanayakara, to please appear on stage to receive the product sponsorships.
As my colleague mentioned, we'll now be moving on to the product sponsors for the 138th Battle of the Blues. First up, the official beverage, ice cream and processed food partner, Ceylon Cold Stores and Keel's Food Products. And the sponsorship check will be handed over by Mr. Daminda Gamlat, Head of Beverages, Mr. Belindra Veerasinghe, Head of Frozen Confectionaries, and Mr. Shanil Pereira, Head of Sales and Distributions. Business Manager, Master Active Tradings Private Limited. I can see the nervousness in the eyes of all these players because they are eagerly waiting to see what their match kits will look like on those 3 days. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, those will be the official match kits for the 3-day game. Should be played on the 9th, 10th and 11th at the Sinhalese Sports Club. And now the 50 over game. The colors blue and gold and blue and black will be displayed at the Mustangs Trophy, to be played 1 week after 3-day game. Moving on to the official printers, print care. And to hand over the sponsorship check, let me now call upon Mr. Rangasuyarachi, General Manager, and Mr. Arun Athurat Mudali, Manager Operations, and Mr. Kasun Chintaka, Manager Sales. Moving on to the official Oriental food partner, Prima Group. And to hand over the sponsorship check, let me now call upon Special Event Manager Mr. Dinesh Chandra and Project Manager Prima Group Mr. Sudarshana Pereira.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the official bank for this event, Hatton National Bank, I would now like to call upon Mr. Ruan Manatunga, the DGM Corporate Banking, and Supunda as the Head of Business Development, to hand over the check. Healthcare partner, Lanka Hospitals. I would now like to call upon Mr. Nimal Ratnayaka, the Chief Marketing Officer, to hand over the sponsorship check.
gentlemen, following our official healthcare partner, we'll now be moving on the official sports beverage, Nestle Lanka Milo. And we now call upon the senior brand manager, Milo, Mr. Mohammad Ali, to hand over the sponsorship check.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the official caterer, Pereira and Sons. I would like to call upon Mr. Gihan Pereira, the Managing Director, the CEO, Mr. Mohan De Silva, and the Senior Manager of Food and Beverages to please come up and give the sponsorship check. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the official automotive partner, Stafford Motors. I would like to call upon Mr. Tharindra Kaluperuma, the Executive Director, and Mr. Charako Pereira, the Director, COO.
Moving on to the official higher education partner, ladies and gentlemen, SINEC. And we now call upon Mr. Ranjan Punchiheva, Senior Director, Quality Management and Administration, and Ms. Hasna Aziz, Senior Marketing Executive, to hand over the sponsorship check. Moving on to official confectionery partner, Munchie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry to inform you the representatives from Munchie are unable to join with us this evening due to unavoidable circumstances. The official radio station for the 138th Battle of the Blues, Sun FM. And to hand over the sponsorship check, we now call upon the promotions manager, Gold FM, Mr. R. Gunathilaka. Property developer, Blue Ocean Group.
I now call upon Mr. Arun Prasad and Mr. Nimeshan Kulendra to give away the sponsorship check. Next up, we have the official paid partner for the 138th Battle of the Blues, Lankem. I would like to invite Mr. Daminda Sirivardhana, the General Manager, to hand over the sponsorship check.
Vijay Singha, Head of Legal, Mr. Sean Henricus, Manager Marketing and Corporate, Mr. Kushan Semratna, and Brand Manager, Mr. Amila Salgado, to present the sponsorship check. Ladies and gentlemen, to the official photography partner who will be capturing all the actions of the Blue Ribbon encounter, Nikon Phototechnica. Let me now call upon the Managing Director, Mr. Harsha Malvanna, to hand over the sponsorship check.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the official lifestyle media partner, Pulse. I invite Mr. Janith Rodrigo, the AGM of Digital Media, and Mr. Sachita Kalingam Mudali, the Editor-in-Chief, to please present the check. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our final sponsorship, the official courier TNT. I invite Mr. Chaminda Mallava, the Country General Manager, and Mr. Adrian Vanheer, the Sales Manager, to hand over the sponsorship check.
Official courier partner, the DPG Group, which will be our final product sponsor, whom we have pronounced here at the media conference of the 138th Battle of the Blues. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you, Reverend Father. Thank you, gentlemen. You may now take your seat. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for all of us to move away from these serious proceedings and move towards bit of entertainment. Well, as you already might know, in this world, there are two types of dancing. Dancing with your feet, and then there is dancing with your heart. The difference between those two is when you dance with your heart, every step that you take, it tells a story. In this next performance, ladies and gentlemen, these youngsters from both Royal and St. Thomas's, they will tell you all a story, a different story, as to how this game, the game of cricket, the game that all of us love so much, came to be, and what it has done to our society.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the dance troupes of both St. Thomas's College and Royal College.
lasted for 3 days. It's played for the prestigious D.S. Senanayake Memorial Shield, which is named after the Right Honorable D.S. Senanayake MP, who became Independent Ceylon's first Prime Minister during the Korean camp in 1901 and 1902. The Battle of the Blues has produced many eminent Sri Lankan personalities. The Right Honorable Sir John Kuthalawala, Prime Minister of Ceylon, Right Honorable Dudley Sen, Prime Minister of Ceylon, and Dominic Gunasena, the first Asian to captain the prestigious University of Cambridge. Just to name a few of the distinguished old boys who have graced the playing fields of the Royal Thomaian. Arrangements for this brand new event is planned nearly 6 months ahead of the match date by the Royal Thomaian Match Organising Committee, consisting all boys of both schools. The Battle of the Blues is filled with pageantry, with decorated tents, flags, singing and dancing groups present all around the city and the ground itself during the match days and the days leading up to it. Sri Lanka's premier connectivity provider, Dialog Axiata PLC, rekindled a long and successful partnership with Sri Lanka's Blue Ribbon Big Match, the Battle of the Blues. Dialog has also made a pledge to contribute 1,000 rupees for every run scored and 10,000 rupees for every wicket that fell. In the last big match, cheered, supported and backed by an army of students, all boys, teachers and parents all together. Are you ready for the battle?
First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, if that performance by those youngsters wasn't an example as to what dancing with your heart is all about, then truly, I really don't know what is. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time for the youngsters from both Royal and St. Thomas's who brought you that heartwarming performance. And I believe this audio visual of the Battle of the Blues explain to our esteemed audience as to what this big match is all about. However, there was something that he didn't mention. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, I will request all of you to please pay kind attention as to what I have to say. 2 years ago, in the 136th edition of the Royal Thomaian, Sri Lanka's premier connectivity provider Dialog Axiata PLC rekindled a long and successful partnership with Sri Lanka's Blue Ribbon Big Match, the Battle of the Blues. Dialog has also pledged to contribute 1,000 rupees for every run scored, 10,000 rupees for every wicket that fell. And that is for the development of cricket in resources deficit school. I believe that those informations were indeed mentioned in that audio visual. This is what it did not mention. At the 136th edition, Play for a Cause pledge, it contributed 688,000 rupees. Last year, at the 137th edition of the Battle of the Blues, the Play for a Cause pledge contributed an staggering 1,255,000 rupees for the Play for a Cause pledge. Ladies and gentlemen, that is truly, truly remarkable. Ladies and gentlemen, at the very beginning we told that this legacy will continue, and additions like this is what makes Royal Thomaian truly, truly special.
I would like to thank my co-host for that interesting bit of information. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon the Principal of Royal College, Mr. B.A. Abare-Ratna, to address the gathering.
Good evening, everybody. Reverend Mark Milmoria, Warden of St. Thomas College. Ms. Amali Ranayakara, Group Chief Marketing Officer, Dialogue Asia PLC. Mr. Shyam Majid, Group Corporate Officer, Dialogue Asia PLC. Mr. Iransaka Pereira and Mr. Ashanti Silva, co-chairs of the Royal Tournament Match Organizing Committee, all other representatives from our valued sponsors, members of the press, radio and electronic media, office bearers and members of the Joint Match Organizing Committee, academic staff and advisory committees of Royal and St. Thomas's, the most important stakeholders of this event, captains and members of the two teams, Royalists, Thomians, ladies and gentlemen. As the principal of Royal College, it's indeed a pleasure to address this gathering of media personalities who are present here this evening. To begin with, thank you all for accepting our invitation and being present here this evening. Honorable Dayasri Jayasekar, our chief guest, it is indeed a privilege to have his presence here today, and I thank for him for taking time off your busy schedule and gracing this occasion. No doubt his presence will be a source of inspiration to the two teams and also signifies the importance of this historic cricketing encounter. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks from today, on 9th of March, when Royal College takes on St. Thomas's College at the Sinhalese Sports Club grounds, it will be the 138th time that these two great institutions meet each other in their annual cricket encounter. 130th uninterrupted years of the cricket between two schools speaks volumes of many facets. The friendships, the camaraderie, the brotherhood and togetherness that have developed between our two schools run into many generations. Beyond these elements, there is a culture that has developed around this historic cricket match, and there are revered traditions that are held in every high esteem. Royal Tournament cricket match has produced more than cricketers. It is an event that has contributed holistic meant to our society. That is why it becomes an occasion to celebrate our history, rejuvenate the generations, long bonds and traditions. We have to ensure it continues in the same vein into the future. That being said, needless for me to emphasize that the Royal Thomian Annual Cricket Encounter is the blue ribbon of Sri Lanka's school cricketing calendar. This time of the year, most of the two workplaces come to a standstill. Royalists and Thomians have taken time off. Those who live overseas have flown into join the celebrations. Whilst the two teams passionately compete on the field for pride and honor, the school children and all boys rally round to cheer. Family and friends join in the rivalries. Over the past 130 years, Amir School's cricket match has created a history of its own. Ladies and gentlemen, all this will not be possible if not for the tireless efforts of a few important stakeholders, passionate all boys of our two schools and our valued sponsors are undisputed contributors in this success story. Organizing an event of this magnitude involving school children is no easy task by any means. The members of the Joint Match Organizing Committee, comprising of all boys and academic staff of 2 our schools, work untiringly for many months for the year to ensure fruition of this event. Gentlemen, I wish to thank each and every one of you for your dedication and time, and I hope you will continue to repay the debt you owe to your respective schools. As we know, the earnings from the Royal Thomaian cricket match is equally shared between 2 schools for sports development. To that end, all the sponsors who come forward in many aspects make a huge contribution towards developing sportsmen of repute. On behalf of Royal College, let me take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to our principal sponsor, Dialogue Asiata PLC, and its regional chief executive, South Asia region, Asiata Group. We had Dr. Hans Vijay Surya, and Dialogue Asiata Group of Chief Executive, Supan Veerasinghe, for coming forward with an attractive sponsorship package. A very big thank you goes out to all the other sponsors too. All your contributions not only make the event a success, but make it a complete success. Before I conclude, on behalf of Royal College, I take this opportunity to wholeheartedly thank the media for their coverage and exposure of our activities over the years, and for accepting today's invitation and being present this evening. The big match belongs to the 2 teams of Royal College and St. Thomas's. It is an honor and privilege to have the opportunity of playing this big match, make the best out of that opportunity, enjoy every moment of it, maintain a friendly rivalry while you compete, give your best for your school. Let me wish the 2 captains and 2 teams all the very best. Deep in my heart, I would want to see the D.S. Senanayake Trophy retained at Reed Avenue for yet another year. But may the better team win, taken from our college song, learn of books, learn of men, and learn to play the game. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as our principal sir mentioned, 138 years of uninterrupted cricket truly has many assets. Friendship, brotherhood, and at the end of the day, regardless to the outcome, walking together, arm in arm. Thank you, sir, for those wonderful words. And now, let me turn my attention to the head of the opposing team. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now invite the Warden of St. Thomas's College, Reverend Mark Bilimoria, to address the gathering.
Our guests of honor this evening, representing our principal sponsor, Dialogue, my esteemed colleague, Mr. B.A. Aberatna, Principal of Royal College, Mr. Eransaka Pereira and Mr. Ashan De Silva, Joint Chairman of the Royal Thomaian Joint Organizing Committee, members of the Joint Committee, members of the advisory committees of the 2 schools, representatives of all our product and service sponsors, members of the media, coaching staff and other staff of both schools, head prefects and prefects of the schools, and most importantly, of course, the two captains and the two first 11 teams, ladies and gentlemen. It's that most wonderful time of the year again for the Royal Thomaian family as we prepare for the 138th installment of the original big match. The only major cricket encounter in the world to have been played continuously during 2 world wars and in our own country during even our tragic civil war. Not even the fear of bomb threats was able to stop this big match, and I doubt any force will be able to do that in the near future. During World War II, the British Commander-in-Chief of Ceylon and the acting governor, Admiral Sir Geoffrey Layton, attended a session of a Royal Thomaian when it, according to record, says that the Thomaians were struggling. He's supposed to have told the warden at one point that it looked as though St. Thomas's was finished and that Royal was going in for the kill. To which the legendary Canon R.S. Desaram had replied, "Don't worry, Admiral, Thomaians are not dead until they are buried." Certainly, throughout these 137 encounters, there have been those times when St. Thomas's has experienced defeat, but those defeats did not bury us. We never say die at St. Thomas's. Even in the face of the worst of defeats, what defines us and will continue to define us is not the fall, but rather how well we rise after we fall. So here we are again, ready to enter the fray once more, having picked ourselves up and dusted ourselves off after 2016, ready once more to engage Royal in a test of wills to not just try and regain this trophy, certainly not to regain our honor, for there has been no dishonor in defeat, but to show how well we can rise after we fall in true Thomaian style with the legendary Thomaian grit to the fore. I want to take this opportunity to express my thanks on behalf of the Thomaian family to Dialogue Axiata for coming forward to sponsor us yet again, to partner this great event yet again. I need to thank you for having faith in this event and for partnering us into the future. And I hope that that future will be long. And I hope it will also increase. I need to also thank MAS for the provision of the playing kits for the 3-day and the 1-day, and also to thank our other sponsors and those who are supporting the match in various ways. I need to say a special word of thanks to the STC team sponsor Apico for having taken on the Thomaian 11 from this year. This is very appreciated. The co-chairman and the joint match organizing committee have been working from around October last year to ensure that all aspects of the match are looked into, some of them burning the midnight oil to keep to schedules and keeping things on track. Thank you, gentlemen. Your capacity to serve your two alma maters so selflessly continues to amaze me, and I'm very grateful for your support in this venture. I doubt that the two schools will have the capacity to fulfill this onerous task without your support. And I am also aware that all the work you do to raise money through this event has paid off over the last few years. I worry sometimes whether we are selling out to corporate sponsorship as two schools, but I am aware that without this sponsorship, we will not be able to raise the money that the match raises on an annual basis that supports our two sports programs so effectively. Finally, a word to the two teams. Don't forget, boys, that this is your match. We often forget this in our bid to ensure that all the arrangements are just right and that everything happens smoothly. It is the 22 of you who will make history and who will ensure that your name is in the record books. Each one of you has the potential for greatness, but only insofar as you play as one team with one objective, with one goal, with one vision. Enjoy yourselves on the field, strengthen the ties of camaraderie that you share on and off the field, and make friendships that will last you a lifetime. Remember, our two schools define each other in a very strange way, and we need to foster that spirit at a time when petty and small issues bring discord and division among schools. Ours is a friendly rivalry, not a battle between two enemies. And let us not forget that. To both captains, all I can say is that I expect you to play the game in the right spirit, upholding the noble traditions of the game and of the two schools that you represent. To my captain, Romesh, I want to say the hopes and aspirations of the entire Thomian family may be weighing heavily on your shoulders these days, but never forget who you are and what you represent along with your team. You are inheritors of a great legacy that has come down over 165 years that does not depend on winning or losing a cricket match, however great that match may be. So I want to leave you with the words of one of our own present Thomians, words that continue to inspire me as warden. There are two things in this world, the possible and the impossible. We do what's possible, strive for the impossible, and let God handle the rest. And I wish the same for you as we go into this match. Good luck, God bless you all, and Resto Perpetua.
Yes, indeed, sir. I do agree with the fact that if 3 wars couldn't stop this encounter from happening, nothing will be able to stop it from happening. Thank you very much, sir. And on the note of thanking people, I think it would be very proper to thank the people, the teachers rather, who worked behind the scenes tirelessly for the past 2 days in order to make these acts of entertainment possible for this evening's proceedings. From St. Thomas's College, I would like to thank Miss Inuki Gamagedara, Miss Krisholi Madhipatharam, Mr. Nupati Nilambara, and Miss Kumudika Piris.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget the teachers who helped from Royal College, Mr. Asang Tilakaratna and Mrs. Priyanti Sudsinger. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the teachers who ensure that this media conference is not only special but colorful and entertaining at the same time. Now then, time goes by, lights go dim, and all that's left for us to do is to conclude. However, there's something special about Royal Thomian events in general. You see, Royalists and Thomians alike, if we start something, before we conclude, we make sure we conclude in the way that we started, meaning maintaining that same level of class and maintaining that same level of standards. Because if my memory serves correctly, at the very beginning of this evening's proceedings, we saw young and old Royalists and Thomians alike, arm in arm, proving to this esteemed audience why Royal Thomian is truly the world's greatest. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's now time to show you a different aspect.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the members of the choir of both schools as they show us as to why we are the world. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we are the world. And I think for the majority of us, the next couple of weeks, the Royal Tomian cricket encounter will be our world.
Well then, boys, this is it. Helitha, Ramesh, in another 2 weeks' time, you're battling it out at the grandest stage at the Single Age Sports Club for the grandest prize, the Seranayaka Challenge Shield. As Reverend Mark Pilimoria mentioned, when you go out to the field, make sure to give everything that you have got. Make sure to play your hearts out. Because at the end of the day, when it's time for you all to leave, make sure that you have absolutely no regrets. Seniors, take a moment to realize what made you come here. Think of the moment when it all began for you all. Think of the moment when you first wore that striped blazer. And youngsters, when the opportunity is given, enjoy that moment, embrace it. Because at one point, it will be the greatest moment of your life. And when the time comes, the moment you wore that blazer for the first time will be the saddest moment of your life. So boys, on 9th, 10th and 11th, play the game not to dominate, but to be remembered. Ladies and gentlemen, having said all of that, I wish both teams the best of luck. The two captains, Edith Vidanage of Royal College and Ramesh Nalla Peruma of St. Thomas's College, the very best of luck for the upcoming 130th Battle of the Blues, and may the best team emerge victorious. And to conclude our proceedings in this magnificent evening, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and echo with us the sound of our Sri Lankan soul, the national anthem.
Sri Lanka Mata, Upper Sri Lanka, Namo, 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 Namo Mata, Sundara Sri Marini, Surani Ati Sobhamana Lanka, Jaya Jaya Nikam, Palakam, Jaya Apahata sapa siri seta sadala Jeevanaye mata Piliganu mene apavakti puja Namo Namo Mata Apa Sri Lanka
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have the most pleasant task of all today. Let me, on behalf of the joint chairman and the committee comprising the 138th Battle of the Blues organizing committee, invite all of you here today to grace us, to join us for cocktails at the racecourse pavilion, which is adjoining this building immediately after this. Thank you very much for joining us today. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you.